will still believe. Only fools in their self-see.
Hello everyone, welcome to Midweek Mackems. I'm joined by Conrad, Michael Bowers and Delboy Santa for some reason. So we'll go to you first, Wayne. How you doing, Wayne?
I've come prepared. I've got my bed gear on, so come 10 o'clock, I'll see you later. Grumpy Grandad's here.
Is that a dressing gown? It's not an actual...
It's a dressing gown. It's that only Phil's one.
Oh.
I mean, at least he's committing to the name now. At least he's committing to the part.
Exactly.
That should have been the 10 o'clock change when you were ready for bed.
Just come prepared. I've come prepared.
Of course, joined by Conrad, my co-host on Black Cats TV. How are you doing, Conrad?
I'm all right, yes. Strange day, but I'm looking forward to talking about Sunderland for the next 3 hours.
Excellent. I've got everything prepared. I've got 4 hours worth of snacks just in case we go over.
Yeah.
And Michael Bowers, how are you doing, sir?
I am not doing... Son, I like that. That makes me feel very young. I'm not doing too bad. I'm just going to be keeping looking. I've got the championship on in the background because I like to still watch that division, but I just hope we're not there next year. But I'm not doing too bad. Are you doing all right? You're going to say we're going to be in Europe anyway, so it doesn't matter.
And it must be the accent because I said sir, not son, but never mind.
Well, sir, I'll take that. That's even better. I'll take that. Makes me feel very formal, very, very official.
And now you're awake, Wayne. How are you doing?
I'm very well. I'm long day at work, like I say. I've been up nice and early, but looking forward to this all day. As always, the best time of the week. Even better when we've got another 3 points at the weekend. So onwards and upwards, How's everybody else doing? All good?
Just trying to get slightly more smug this week.
Just slightly.
We'll see. Aye. For those of you who don't know, we've got the group chat together, and Mike's ego's going through the roof. So yeah, but we're quite glad it is, to be fair, because it means we're still seventh, so it's fine.
That's it.
Or joint fourth, Mike. Is it seventh or joint fourth?
It's definitely joint
well,
fourth.
yeah, true. Or you could say 2 points off second. One of the lot.
2 points off second, yeah.
In the chat, we had John Swinney. Good morning, all. Just watching Chelsea reserves against 10-man Ajax. Must be worried about us resting their superstars. Jimmy Paddy says today's stream brought to you by Horlicks. Excellent. Nice and easy 0-0 Chelsea if we play 5 at the back. We'll get onto that. We'll get you way ahead of us now. Our very own Emma's in there. Evening, lads. Just listening tonight as driving home, so can't comment. Have a good one.
Except
you managed to type all that while you're driving.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's funny that she says you can't drive when she's commenting, except for that comment which has been read out.
The car's upside down as we speak.
And
you know the Harry Potter Ford Anglia where Harry and Ron just drive at the Hogwarts? Yeah, that's I imagine just Emma's just doing that, driving up and down the country in midair, and then it's got its own auto boost.
Which so many tangents, and we've only been going 4 minutes.
But do people expect any different at this point from us?
Yeah.
It reminded me to make sure I note the time this time, so I don't have to listen to it again afterwards.
I think there's been enough episodes for people to know what we're like. So
there you go. Not Brett May says hi. James Bowen says evening all. Michael Bowers is also in the chat saying hello. That's helpful.
Twilight Zone, he's here as well.
Jimmy Horlicks is not just for old people, but it is now. 3 hours. SJ is celebrating our 3 hour stream tonight.
SJ, you're bored, SJ.
Evening, lads and fellow viewers, says John Boy. We'll get through some more comments after. I love Enzo Lafee, says Jimmy. There we go. We'll get through some more comments. Welcome to all of you, and thank you for joining us. So we will start, of course, Wolves. It has to be, it's great. Happy. Everyone's happy. We won. Right. Next we're doing, I'm trying to get through for Wayne. So next we're going to Chelsea.
it was Mint. Next.
I'll go in order today. So Conrad's next to me. So I'll go you first, Conrad. First half, I thought it was quite impressive. The first half, I literally saw the extended highlights, so I'm landing on you guys for this because I was in a signal black hole in the middle of Wales. So
yeah, I think it took you till Sunday to realise we'd won. yeah.
When I shouted I nearly made the missus swerve off the road. But yeah, I watched the extended highlights, and it looked like a really good first half. What was your thoughts on the first half there?
Yeah, I thought the first half was all right. It was probably pretty good in terms of how we sort of controlled Wolves. Didn't really give them much chances apart from a quick counter attack once or twice. We had the ball in the back of the net twice, but obviously Isidore was offside. Nordy, doing his best little 1-2 with Hume as well. Hume probably should have had it wrapped up with a free header as well in that first half, but there was some sloppy passing, I thought, mainly from our midfielders in that first half. I went over and spoke to Wayne at halftime, and we were both saying about how, this is probably the worst sort of display so far we've seen from Xhaka. Yet he's still good, but he's just getting caught on the ball a bit, or some of his passes were a bit wayward. But it was the same with Rig was doing it as well. At one point, he was sprinting back, stopping a counter attack. The next minute, he was passing it straight over the defender's head to the striker, and it was like, "What are you doing?" Just like, can we all calm down? It just that's honestly how it felt. That first half was good. We just needed to take it down a level in terms of how quickly we were trying to move, because the Wolves weren't putting on any pressure in the first half. At least I felt. Second half they switched it up a bit, and you didn't notice us making mistakes that much. But
yeah. I mean, there was quite a few attacks and stuff like that, even from like Nardi at the back, and so many close opportunities in that first half.
Ballard's free header as well. Sorry, went straight down Johnson's throat.
Yeah, straight into the keeper. Yeah, that was unfortunate. What did you make of the first half, Wayne? Pretty much the same there.
Pretty much the same as Conrad. I see. We were really sloppy. I thought there was loads of times where we were trying to play in the wrong places. Lafia, guilty of trying to be doing clever tricks and flicks in the wrong places, losing the ball. Just to touch on there on Rig, brilliant graft-wise, but just sloppy on the ball and giving stupid balls away. And against better opposition, you get punished for them type of things. But we got away with it, thankfully. But I was disappointed with Wolves. I thought even though they had decent possession, they didn't create an out at all. And like Conrad's been saying there, we could have took a bit more care in the first half. We could have easily been out of sight. It's a great goal was scored. A hell of a goal was scored. Really well worked. But Trey Hume should have scored. Really should have scored. And with a bit more quality in the final third, the game could have been done at half time. But as Sunderland is Sunderland, it's not normally the case. We always mark it half for ourselves. But all in all, I think we just edged the first half. Some good, decent performances. And like Conrad just saying there, probably Xhaka's worst performance for us. But he's still got that kind of aura about him where he's dictating play and telling people where to be, even though his passing was slightly off. But because
he did have a screamer of a shot as well.
He did, and it was gunning as well. By the way, it was travelling.
I'm surprised that lad stood back up after he headed it clear. I thought he took his head off. Honestly,
I think I'll allow them that kind of off performance. All the international break they've had, all the travelling they've done might have had an effect on the lads, but happy to get at half time 1-0 for sure.
Yeah, Michael. The first half from you, and of course, Adingra and Masuka were benched after the United game, probably expectingly so.
Do you mean Masuaku?
Masuka? Is that our new signing?
I was going to say, is this like some version of them? Are you combining Masuaku with Mufasa from The Lion King?
Listen, I've had 14 hours sleep in 4 days. Leave me alone. Yes, you know who I meant.
No, you're just going to go Masuaku.
Simba. They were benched, obviously, after the United game. I think we half expected that anyway. Were you expecting Rig to start? And what did you think of that second half? First half?
Well, I was going to say I can segue on to both if you want to try and make it a bit quicker so we can get these topics done before Wayne has to go to bed. If I'm looking at the first, I'm not going to let that joke go. If I'm looking at the first, I actually have a slightly different opinion to Wayne and Conrad. I think the first half an hour we were really good. I thought the first opening 30 minutes, I thought we penned Wolves in. I thought we actually played. I would argue it's probably among some of the best attacking football I've seen play. There you go. He's stealing it from me, James. But there you go. I love it. No, I thought the first half an hour. I thought some of the passing was good. I thought the attacking intensity was really good, and it wasn't just attacking for the sake of attacking. There actually was purpose to it. And like you guys have touched on, I felt for Isidore because I think he was marginally offside, but was offside. So, and originally when I looked at the match of the day highlights or the replays back, I wasn't initially convinced he was off. But I looked at it again. You can see like just the way that the lines are on the pitch and everything. There's a bit more distance between the lad who's playing Isidore offside as opposed to Isidore. So I can understand why that was disallowed. critical. I'm critical of Sam Johnson for the goal. I think he should have probably saved it, but the movement beforehand was really good, and I guess you just couldn't really bank on the fact you've got our two fullbacks combining for the first goal. So it was really good. But honestly, I felt the first half an hour we were good value for the lead. I thought that, like I think Wayne said, he had the Hume effort, which was, he heads against the post. I think personally he should score, but that's maybe easy to say as an armchair fan. I have no idea. Funny, I'm sitting in an armchair. Actually, that's quite weird now I've said that. But we'll ignore that. Either way, look, I think, but we were definitely worthy of the lead, and I think we were worthy of the lead at half time. But I did think as we started to get a couple of sloppy passes going, that brought Wolves back into it too much for my liking. And look, I'm not naive to the fact Wolves were going to have chances, and we'll get onto the second half in a minute. But, although they're bottom, they've still got the quality that's better than most teams were going to fit, than most teams you could face in, say, the Championship, for example. So I'm aware of the fact that, look, to some degree, we probably got a bit fortunate that Wolves, particularly second half, didn't take their chances. But at the same time, in the first at half time, I thought we were well worth the lead. And then I don't know, Mike wants to talk on the second half, but I can segue onto it to speed things up a bit. I think the second half, the one thing I'm critical of, and don't get me wrong, it's a great win, and it was really important. I think I said prior to Wolves, and I think you all agreed with me, that Man United away is not what's going to define our season. It's Wolves at home. It's games like that are going to do it. West Ham at home, Brentford at home, for example. Games like that are what's going to define how much of a chance we have of staying up. The one thing I would say, second half, I felt our ball retention was really poor. And I felt like a lot of the time, and I don't know whether it was nervousness. I don't know whether it was we were too eager to try and get the second goal and kill the game off. And as such, we then became sloppy with our passing. I don't know what it was, but the amount of time. But the other thing is, and the amount of time, and to be fair, it worked in the end. But the amount of times we insisted on playing out from the back and inviting Wolves onto us, I felt like I was aging about 10 years watching it. I'm just going, just lump it! Like, that's why I was shouting constantly in the ground, because you know what happens eventually if you keep on inviting pressure and playing out from the back. I was convinced Wolves were going to score. But having said that, probably the reason we did it was to invite Wolves on, because they had to chase the game, and then be on the transition. We can outnumber them in their own third. So I don't know, but look, overall, and obviously the comedy own goal was just about time we get something like that going our way for a change. But no, first half really good. I think overall, second half we obviously could have been better, but the 3 points is what matters.
Yeah. Just what a finish by Isidore for the goal, mind. And I was offside, but he didn't know that. And what a finish it was, mind. Great.
Shows confidence, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it was without a doubt as well. We've got it up there, so you can see there whether you're going off parts of the body, the feet, or anything, he's going to be offside no matter what you're looking at there. So it was a clear offside. But I did before we went on the second half, but we've already gone, so we're going to track back for 1 second.
My fault for that.
It's okay. The goal in the first half, Nordy and Hume teaming up really well for the goal. Should the keeper have done better, Conrad?
I don't know. I think he was anticipating it was going to go on a side of him, and Nordy, I don't know if he intentionally did it, but he put it almost straight at him through, and it just sort of pinged around his legs and sort of. I honestly thought from my seat when it was sort of goes through, he's going to clatter into the back of the goalie trying to stop, and they're going to give a foul before the ball crosses the line and say, "Oh, he could have got there," but he sort of did well to sort of stay back off of it. But I probably think and honestly, I'm at the moment where I might be on a bit of a hype train here, and I might be thinking a bit too far, but I think Nordy might be the best Sunderland player I've ever seen in my life.
Wow. Bold.
Just because of, honestly, you could play. He's like a utility man, but like a Champions League level one. He's like against Villa. He's volleying crosses with the outside of his foot to Alderete to hit the bar. Here he's doing pirouettes to escape players and sort of pass it down the line, and then he's doing long throw-ins every time, finding someone. And he's having shots from distance, 1-2s into the box with people. It's like, why are you playing for us? It's amazing. You shouldn't be, but honestly, it's very early praise. But I love him so far. But he probably should have done a better finish.
The running he did for the shot that he didn't score was a wide open space that he just literally saw and found in seconds.
Exactly. He's just switched on so quickly to the ball move. Like, you can tell him and Xhaka are this different level of player when stuff happens. They're just on it quickly. And, it might be, like I say, really early to say it, but honestly, even through my years of supporting them when they're in the Premier League in the early 2000s, I think Nordy's clearly one of the best players we've ever had.
So another podcast where Conrad's just slapped it on the table.
Yeah,
Wayne,
exactly.
are you going to back up his comments there? What did you think? Or do you think the keeper should have done a bit better there?
I think the keeper should have saved it. I mean, from
We nearly tried to buy this keeper, didn't we?
I got to say, we were linked with him in the summer and pleased we didn't get him. But I think he should have saved it, to be fair. And that was straight at him, probably close distance, but he should be saving that. If that's Roofs, let's that in. We're slating him out, to be fair. You know, we're going to say he should have saved it. But it was I've just touched on a really, really, really well worked goal. The 1-2, the movement. Enzo Olafia to start off with a Cruyff turn was class into Hume. But Nordy, just to batter what Conrad said, what a signing.
Well,
from £9.5 million.
It was Enzo into Nordy to Hume, and Hume back to Nordy.
Yeah,
so he's instrumental in all part. He was the assist of the assister to his own goal.
Well put. But I think the keeper was poor. He should have saved it for me.
Yeah. So second half then, Conrad, your best friend came close yet again with an outside of the foot shot.
I was like, which one? I've just talked about Nordy, but I get you now, right? With you.
And obviously the changes and stuff, Talby on for Traore and stuff like that. What did you make of the second half?
Second half, I agree with Michael said before. I think we became a bit more cagey, a bit more nervous maybe, and that sort of bled into the sloppiness of how we were playing. I think, like I said in the first half, it just seemed a bit too eager to almost like, right, do this, do that, let's just go from here. And we actually had a bit more time than we thought. I thought Traore was really poor in the second half at even just trying to get the ball out. So every time they gave it to him, he felt like he was losing it or getting pushed over by a gust of wind. It was really poor to watch. And, you know, I'm sitting there speaking to everyone around me going, how is Talby not starting this game? He must be fuming that he's behind Traore. And yet when he came on and they put him on the left-hand side, what a fucking player Talby is, by the way, on that left-hand side. And even for the goal, I know Gertrude sort of wins it for him and they all charge forward, but the speed he's running at to try and keep that attack going and make sure they don't catch up, holds off his man. It's not a great ball into Enzo, but it's enough to make the defender make that decision that I've got to do something here and put it into his own net, which is his second assist of the season, by the way, for Talby. So he's getting there. But honestly,
was it for Enzo? Was it going through? I thought it was a bit going long for Mayenda. I thought that's for the ball he was trying to play.
I thought he was trying to get into Mayenda.
I couldn't remember who was. I will say though, not long after that, Mayenda had a chance where he ran like a Bristol City run, where he ran from his own penalty box all the way through.
Never pulled the trigger.
Yeah, he didn't shoot. This is, I think, at least Easterdoy, he's offside. He shot and scored. Like, he was offside. But I was just sitting there with Mayenda going. When he was running through, I was going, if he scores, I'll never hear the end of this. If he scores, I'll never hear the end of this. But I wanted him to score. But when he went wide, I was like, there was a little bit of me that went, pass it. Oh, you fucked it. There we are. I'm still doing all right. But Mayenda probably should have at least tested the keeper on his one as well. But it was great to see how quickly we were countering in the 90th minute rather than doing this type of play from 50 onwards. Because between 55 to about 75, I felt like there was little bits of old Sunderland falling in there. And I went, they're going to score here. They're going to get a chance and they're going to get something. I backed us to get another, but it just felt like, this is coming. It's going to happen soon.
Yeah. Even like I say, even at 90 minutes and stuff like that, it wasn't just Talby. All of our team were keeping pace. The speed of that going forward, Wayne, that's really good to see. I think other teams should be frightened of a counter-attacking ability now. What did you think of the second half?
That's what we've got now in our locker, haven't we? We've got the fast players and fast wingers that can hurt teams, but the second half was just nervy altogether. Like I say, we were just really, really poor. Whether we come down to their level, I mean, I know they had a lot of the ball and dominated the ball, but Roofs had one save to make in the whole game. Their final ball was shocking. I think it might just be a case of, like we were saying, a bit too eager to try and get that second goal, and we just played everything 100 miles an hour, and we just couldn't settle things down, which is surprising when you've got Jacko in the side to try and not calm things down. But the subs probably help. See, I think Talby was class when he come on again, and every time he's come on, he's done really well. I don't want to class him as a super sub. For me, he should be starting ahead of Traore, because Traore, I didn't rate him at all. I know it's only early doors, but he looks really lightweight. He looks easily pushed off the ball. His decision making's poor, and he doesn't even look as he got. I always thought he had pace, but he couldn't get past the man on Saturday either. So judgment's out on him. Too early to judge really till we see, but I think Talby has got a case, depending on what formation we play, which we'll probably touch on in a bit at the weekend. But Talby has got to come into the equation. But overall, a very, very nervy second half. And I was like Conrad, I would say them nicking a goal. They didn't get one, thankfully, and we got the killer blow in the 90th minute, which killed the game off. And it was like a collective sigh of relief from the whole stadium, I think, when that went in.
A laugh and a sigh of relief as well. It was like, hey, oh, thank God for that.
Do you know my experience of the second goal, funny enough, was because I think I said this in the I can't remember if I put it to you in the group chat, but I remember that I was desperate to go to the loo anyway for a wee. So I went down. I thought, right, I'm going to just manifest Sunderland just holding out. I know it makes absolutely no sense, but I thought, right, I'll go. I did it against Villa, and it worked, so we got a 1-1 draw. So I thought, right, okay, that was as good as a win. So I'll try it again, and I'll go into the toilet because I was too stressed, obviously. And it's because of how I felt this game was going to be massive for our season.
Who are you manifesting in a toilet?
Your imagination, your imagination, mate. When I was actually in the loo, and obviously I was doing what you need to do, and then I heard a cheer, and at first I heard a sort of a cheer to go forward. Then it got louder. I thought, hang on, we've got a great chance here. And then I heard a few people shout, "Get in!" I was like, God's sake, I've missed it. But I'd much rather that than us get the win. But I have seen it back. And I think you're right. Just quickly on the Talby thing, I think off the bench, I think he's going to be a real asset in terms of the pace off the bench. And I think, although I actually can't, not to go ahead too much, but I can see him starting against Chelsea because of the off the ball work rate he'll provide. Because we're going to meet without the ball a lot. And what was quite interesting is, I don't know what you think, I think there was a little bit more pressure on Sunderland to not dictate the game, but to have more of the ball and be on the front foot more, whereas we're kind of wanting teams to come onto us and have us be on the transition. But now, like I said, either way, you kind of complain with it.
I will say, even looking back to Man United, Mayenda and Talby both coming off the bench and having the impacts you want, driving us forward quickly. And like we said in the previous ones, Mayenda had those one chance against Man United where he should have passed to Hume, and the other one where he did pass to Talby. Yeah. Where it's a bit like, right, this is good. This is what you want off the bench, this sheer pace of them coming on. Isidor's no slouch as well, whichever way around that goes, Mike. But still, that exactly that chance he had at the end and exactly what Talby did to get the second goal is exactly why we sort of bring them on when everyone's getting tired chasing the game and we're like, bang, off we go up the pitch with them.
That's an issue of depth, though, isn't it? Because if you're looking at like Leeds, for example, and Wayne will know this and will probably know better than me because obviously he does content with the Leeds fan. But like I said, the consensus from their end seemed to be that they've done really well in the midfield and defence, but attack they're quite light, and that's what I'm thinking. We've got a little bit. Well, obviously during AFCON we won't, but over the regular season, unless they get injured, we've got better depth probably, and that's what will probably give us in better stead of finishing at least above Leeds, even if we both go down. But spoiler, I don't think we will go down.
When are you doing the next show with that Leeds fan, Wayne?
It's every Tuesday.
Can you ask him on the next one? Does he still back 9 out of 11 Leeds players in a combined 11?
Well, even last night when I did the show last night, he still thinks that their forward line, when everybody's fit, is better than ours. But they're kind of the opposite to us. They're battering teams, but not scoring. I think there was somebody in the chat last night said Dominic Calvert-Lewin's got an XG of 7.8, but scored. He's got 1 goal this season. That just says it all. They're the opposite. We are not dominating teams, but we are getting goals from all over the pitch, which they are not. So it's a bit of a mixture for them. I mean, I still think we'll both be all right, but I think for Saturday's game, though, I think that was a typical game where in years gone by would have conceded in that game and would have probably drew the game. That result was massive for us at the weekend to win that game, especially off the back of Man United. You lose against Wolves, you then get to Chelsea. It could have been 3 defeats on the spin, and that is massive. It's a massive win, and I'm so pleased that we dug it out and ground it out and got that second goal and got it over the line because it was a proper nervy second half.
Well, we've bounced back from every defeat now as well. We've lost and we've won the next game immediately, which is great.
The thing I'd like to just add on to what Wayne said, if you look at it from a psychological point of view as well, though, say we lost against Wolves, so the gap would have been, I think it's 6 points, wouldn't it? Yeah. And then say, for example, this weekend, is it unforeseeable that Wolves, for example, because Wolves have got Burnley at Molineux. I still personally think Wolves will win that game because they have to. So say Wolves, I don't think it's inconceivable that Wolves then would have beaten Burnley and we lose to Chelsea and then all of a sudden the gap's 3 points. Whereas now, even if Wolves, like I said, I do still expect. What I mean, if Wolves don't beat Burnley, they're in real trouble for me. But if say
I
they
think
do
it'll be a
beat
draw.
Sorry?
I really do. I think they'll draw them too.
That would be the best outcome, really, because I think Wolves will still pick up more points than Burnley, weirdly, over the season, because I still don't think Burnley will ultimately have enough. But the point is, even if say worst case scenario, Wolves won and we lost, the gap's still 9 points to Wolves. That in itself is massive, because if you can keep yourself well above Wolves, for example, then all you got to do
West
is finish.
Ham.
Well, yeah, that is true. But I mean, I know they lost on Monday night, but I still have a suspicion Nuno might get them out of it. But I don't know. It depends. Maybe the atmosphere is not good at West Ham at the moment, is it? So the good thing.
Come back to Sunderland. Come back to topic.
Right,
Let's get back to Sunderland.
To make it back relevant to Sunderland is, if say you wanted to stay upright, if Wolves continue to be crap, if they continue down the route they're going down over the course of the whole season, then the best thing the minimum we've got to do is finish above the other two promoted clubs. You don't have to finish above anyone else established, unless, of course, other teams fancy having a spell in the Championship next season.
Well, we're finishing 6th, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no worries.
Before we go off this, I did want to mention. So we mentioned quickly Roofs, but it was 2 great saves that he made in that second half, which makes it a 2-2 draw. He's an absolute game changer of a keeper. I mean, it's starting to become my favourite signing. I know you've got different opinions, Conrad, but
he's up there. He's got to be completely up there. Absolutely. I think it's just because of how much I see Nordy doing jobs that he shouldn't be doing, like all over the pitch. And like he was on the left-hand side with Enzo and then doing a 1-2 in the box and scoring. And then he was on the left wing as well for that assist to Alderete off the bar. And you're like, why are you here? And yet when they still counter, he's still back in his position. And do you know what I mean? For the ones who are listening on Spotify, Jimmy, put it on again. Jimmy's put Bowers has gone to man fist again. So just in case. Yeah. Roofs has got to be up there. He's second, just because. I mean, those, like you say, those 2 saves, he could have easily just gone, I haven't been bothered today, and switch off. But no, he was straight on that one in the 60th minute and then towards the end as well.
Isn't he the highest rated keeper in the Premier League so far, based on ratings?
Yeah, and he's got the most points on fantasy football of any keeper. Yeah.
Excellent. Good to see. Let me get through some comments because I've not gone to them for ages, and then we'll get on to your individual topics and stuff. Actually, no, we'll do a man of the match first, but then we'll get on to that. Rieger's now at his peak learning phase in the Prem next to Xhaka, and so mistakes are going to happen often, but he's playing well enough. SJ says, considering there's teams playing each other at the bottom, we could see the Chelsea game as a free hit. We're not going to get anything anywhere, in my opinion. Meh. He's Champions League. He's a Champions League Luke 09, is Nordy, according to James Bowens. I like that comparison. One. Tim the Minion, bargain of the century. Mukiele cost less than Tori-Andre Flo. I like. We need to do a feature of this player cost less than, because we've also got Mukiele cost less than Jack Rodwell.
All right, I'll tell you what. Then here's another one. I saw a West Ham fan put this. I think where it was Sunderland spent less on. I think it was less than half on Mukiele and Alderete combined than they spent on Max Kilman.
And Fulkrug, was it Fulkrug and all? That's an name that mentioned today.
Didn't someone say our entire back line was assembled for like less than 30 million?
Well, what was it like? Roos was like, what was it, 9 million? Then you're talking Hume was like a couple of $100,000 in League One. Then Ballard was like Ballard was 2 million, and then Alderete and Michele both 10 million each.
10 or 11. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so Reynolds would have obviously cost him wages, but yeah, in terms of a fee, yeah. So just goes to show it's just about the level of recruitment.
Bargain hunting galore. Tam says, as a keeper, you're covering the near post, the far post. You've picked either one, and you're going to struggle with the space between your legs. It deflects from the inside of your boot, hiding nothing. As a keeper, I would say you should never be beaten on the near post. It's
always
shameful. Shameful.
You should never be beaten by your bollocks.
Exactly.
As I'm getting older, that's becoming easier.
Painful, but easier.
Talby is miles better than the left than Adingra. I think we can agree at the moment.
Definitely.
And we've got a couple of comments on Chelsea, so I will leave that till we get onto it. Sorry I can't get to all your comments. Please, if you've got a question, stick it in capsules, something like that. Does Bowers need to close his curtains, nosy neighbours? There we go.
The dogs will be
Neighbours
covering
leading
that.
right
The
in.
dogs
That
will
was
be
the dog.
covering that gap, I can assure you.
Right, so who wants to go first? Who wants to do a bit first?
Well, I have one for last week that Stephen Hensel put in, which I've sort of tried to get onto. It might not be necessarily a long one. Sorry, time check, 30. Just so I know.
Got 29 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yeah. So he asked last week about how, and I'm going to try and do it justice here for you, Stephen. It was about how almost where have all our fans come from this season? Because Stephen and myself, Wayne, Michael, we all had season tickets throughout the League One years, when you were sitting there with 30k in the stadium, maybe less on certain days, even in the Championship, 35s, maybe 40s. And Stephen finds it difficult to get tickets now, nigh on impossible, because all the fair weather, he didn't say that I'm adding this, fair weather supporters have turned back up to watch the Premier League glory days back at the Stadium of Light. So his question was simply, should he be annoyed at that? Because he's sort of put up with all this throughout League One, supporting us and what have you like that, because he could get tickets, get them for his family. And now we're sort of almost in that position where everyone's come back because the good times are back at Sunderland, and he's sort of having to suffer that. And there'll be potentially lots of other fans who are in the same boat who've done that. So that was his question, really.
I mean, isn't that the whole idea behind the points system of how many games you attend and you rack up points, so you got priority over tickets? Isn't that supposed to combat that
home game?
Doesn't count for home game. That's just away for your Black Cats points and that. Yeah.
I mean, that's a difficult one, isn't it? I mean, has the fans that he normally I'm guessing he must have been buying tickets in a certain area to sit with all his mates. I'm guessing has all them tickets been bought by season ticket holders? I didn't know.
Well, I mean, I'm almost an example of it, because I had a season ticket all the way through League One, but when we got promoted against Wickham, I gave it up because I just had my son. So I was a bit like, all right, I won't be as free anymore. So I've done that. But obviously then when the Premier League hit, I was like, actually, I really want to go back and see us now. And so I'm almost in that boat of I've done it as well, if you know what I mean. But I did stick it out through League One, as Michael and Wayne will attest to. I was there, through the whole thing. I missed the Championship, basically. I skipped a division and then sort of went around that way. But it was
you've got to give Conrad that, to be fair, though. He misses the Championship years, but he sticks it through, losing at home to Doncaster and, losing and then getting battered 6-0 at Bolton and then, losing 5-1 at Rotherham. So, or even struggling to beat Gillingham until the 96th minute. And Luna clearly agrees with me.
Yeah. So it was just an interesting one, because I thought I agree. I can see where he comes from in terms of his, like, I can't get these tickets anymore. Like, but where were these fans when we were down in the dumps and we were needing money for Donald to spend on somebody else that we didn't need and stuff like that there, and they were scraping money off of us left, right, and centre. And now that he actually goes, oh, this is great, we're back in it. And he can't even get himself into it. There's no like ballot system, almost like they have up the road and other clubs and stuff like that, where it's like, well, actually, you can be a member and we'll put your name in a hat rather than just first come, first serve for anybody.
I mean, judging by the chat there, I mean, you can see Emma's put comments in there and Leighton as well, and that's right. I mean, you were always going to get that. You're always going to get fans jump on the bandwagon a little bit of sign of success, which is unfair. I know, but you're not really jumping on the bandwagon, Conrad. You were there in League One days. These people have probably
I was streaming it for 3 years in the Championship. I just didn't go.
Well, they've probably never beaten a game for however many years, and because Premier League's back, they've shelled out for a season ticket. So I didn't know. It's a difficult one. I can definitely see his point. I'll be pissed off, and I'd be annoyed if you've been regularly getting tickets in the same spots week in, week out, and watching the shit that we've been watching. To suddenly, all of a sudden, kind of get in the ground, are you going to be annoyed?
If we're getting one of the highest attendance when we're in the Championship, if we're selling out the Stadium of Light every game in the Premier League, is it time for expansion?
That's the plan, isn't it? That's why they're trying to stop that housing thing across the road, just because they've got plans for expansion to build on. So they're trying to block the housing estate planned for across the road.
I saw. I crossed Regular Bridge, I should say, on the weekend. I didn't realise they'd built that big sort of tunnel down to the riverside as well. That's going to be there for fans to get out as well. Because honestly, getting out of St Mary's car park was a piece of piss this week because half the fans went off the other way, and then it was like all that bit sort of caged off. and you're a bit like, this is going to be great if they get this whole area set up around the stadium. Then they can do whatever they like. They can extend the south stand. They can extend, round. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be better. I think it has to be. They're doing a lot.
When we qualify for Europe, Mike, we'll have to expand the stadium, won't we?
Absolutely.
Have to. Maybe we can just flatten the
Great,
rope.
Dog picks then to get a squeaky toy out.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the football. Go on. How's that?
What's that dog doing to that hamster?
Manifest again.
This dog's bloody great with that timing, honestly.
Well, I've lost one.
So to answer Philip's question, who let the dogs out? I have no idea.
We can flatten the Roker area and move the stadium back there again and make it bigger.
Good old dear.
Right. Yeah. So, is that answered your question, Carl?
Yeah. That's fine. That was the one. Yeah, absolutely.
It's just quite weird just to add on to it. I think I can understand to some degree why a lot of fans stayed away in the League One days, because it's the lowest we've ever been in our history. We're playing, and again, with all due respect to these teams, but you're talking like Accrington, Cheltenham, Wimbledon, Gillingham, and MK Dons or Rotherham United. I mean, it's teams like Burton Albion, teams like that. So obviously that is where we were, and obviously to some degree, yeah, I agree. You stick with your club through thick and thin, but I can get it in League One because bear in mind that was off the back of constantly just accepting 17th in the Premier League, not trying to do any better, and then just the casual nature of the back-to-back relegations and the way in which it happened. Some people simply would have just had enough, and I can get it then. I don't personally get it when we were in the Championship, though, because in the Championship, what was it, for 2.5 of the 3 seasons we were there? We were competing right near the top of the league, weren't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
So to me, in League One, I kind of got it. In the Championship, I think more fans could have. And again, I do stress that obviously everyone's circumstances is individual. There's a lot of different circumstances around whether it's got the time, whether it's like Luna. I swear to God, if you squeak that now, Luna, come here.
Luna, come here. I've opened the window. Jump.
Yeah, I know. Does anyone want to take a dog? Take a dog that picks now to do a bloody squeaky toy. Right, to finish my point quickly before she ends up going on a squeakathon. Anyway, no, but League One, I got it. 2.5 years in the Championship. Out of the 3, we were at the top. So I feel like for me, we should have been selling that stadium out in the Championship, in my opinion. But having said that, if people had the time and the money and they didn't go, then it's like I can see why Stephen's annoyed at that. They're coming back now.
Circumstance. Everybody will give up the ticket for whatever reason they wanted to, but it is you can see both sides of the argument, but I can see Stephen why he's frustrated, and I'd be the same. I would be,
because there will be some of our fans that didn't. There will be some of our fans that didn't go just because we weren't in the Premier League, and that's right. That's where I'd get frustrated, because I'm like, well,
I just think a ballot system would probably be better than just general sale, where it's like you do those things where you sell memberships and they go, right, how many people have we got in? Right, this is the sort of one, they do a draw for it almost.
I don't live near the stadium and I don't get to go to many games. That rules me out completely for every single game, though, if it's a ballot system, right?
Well, no, not necessarily. You could win one, but then you'd have to put yourself, I'm in this, and then if they went, yep, it's you've got a ticket, that's when you'd have to go, right, I've got to fucking go now because they've given it to me.
Maybe a small allocation for something like that. I know they have fixed allocations for like supporters groups and stuff like that, so there's no reason they couldn't do that. So, yeah. I mean, that's his inroad as well. If you can't get tickets, join your local supporters group. Often they've got people on there that don't go to certain games, and there's tickets available that you wouldn't usually see. So it's a good inroad if you've not got any other way. I'm part of the Manchester one, so I get messages all the time if there's anything available. Cool. Well, that answers the question. The other question, my other question is to Michael Bowers. What's a squeakathon? It sounds like an extra you pay for on a Prague stag do.
It is. I'll leave that
like a man fist again.
I will see a squeakathon is an Alvin and the Chipmunks movie marathon.
All right.
I've just decided that.
Movie references tonight, Bowers. I like
Excellent.
it.
Excellent. Do you have
The
a
best
question?
reference is still at the start. Hello there.
Do you have a question or a point for the panel, Michael?
Yeah. Does everyone else have squeaky dog toys? Yeah.
yes.
Okay then. No. Well, my question's kind of related to the next few games, so I don't know if you wanted to segue into that and ask Wayne first if he's got one.
Wayne's got an activity for us, so we'll go on to that. Yeah, there we go. We'll
do that as well. Similar to last week, I hope nobody's been Googling thinking of what the theme's going to be. So I've got here.
Is it Sunderland?
12 players, again, who've played for both Chelsea and Sunderland. How many can you get? 2 of them you'll probably not get, or 3 of them you might possibly not get.
Marcus Alonso.
Yeah.
Torre Andre Flo.
Yeah.
Mark Guiu.
Yes.
Well, hang on. So was it 12 players who played for both Chelsea and Sunderland? Okay, so who have we got so far?
We've
Marcus
got Flo, Alonso, and Giu. Barini?
Hang on.
Yeah.
So Barini, Alonso, Giu, and Guiu. Patrick Van Aanholt?
Did he play the first team game for Chelsea, Barini? Did he play for them in the first team?
Oh, I don't know. I think he was academy, maybe.
Let me double check that.
Oh,
right,
Ian Brown with a great shout. Wayne Bridge.
Cracking. And Emerson Tom's a good one as well.
Wayne Bridge played for Chelsea. Goodness me.
Yeah, he went there to Man City.
That's when he was beating the John Terry, wasn't it? When he was...
Yeah. Oh,
right, hang on. Let me just Google it.
Jimmy, you really annoyed me, Jimmy. Papi Dillabodji.
Dillabodji.
Oh, that's just tragic, that.
Oh, I feel sick.
Conrad, I'll tell you what, we'll move on from this topic. Hang on, let me just Google it. Players who played for Sunderland and Chelsea.
There's actually some of them, I didn't have them on my list. Like them ones, I didn't have them on. But Gareth Hall on my list.
Gareth Hall, yeah, they're saying.
Clive Walker, Class 1.
Robin Hood, not the Robin Hood, I assume. Otherwise, that's really obvious. Said Barini did play in the first team for Chelsea.
Did he?
Yeah. So he mustn't have played in the first team for us.
Did we put Van Aanholt in there?
Yeah.
Yes, Van Aanholt, yeah.
So how many have we got so far then?
Traore not in there, like 2013, says Ian Brown.
There's only one that is, but there's 3 that's on my list that hasn't been said yet, but 2 of them are really old and 1 was quite recent.
Burstow.
He's not on my list, but that's a good one.
But yeah, he probably hasn't.
Was he ever Chelsea first team? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I mean, the only way he'd be with Chelsea's first team is if we were playing a League 2 team in the cup.
We had someone random on loan one season,
and he was shite. He was absolutely shite.
Tal Ben Haim's one.
He's been mentioned. Good one.
Oh, has he?
Was someone we had on loan from Chelsea who was recent that was terrible?
Burstow.
Well, yeah, Burstow would fit that description. Yeah, but
if this is right, according to this, he played for Chelsea between 2016 and 2022, and us on 2018 on loan. Now, I didn't know if that's correct because he was like
so that's the hang on. So does that mean he was with us the first League 1 year then?
Yeah, because that was 18-19.
Hang on. We didn't loan him from Chelsea, did we?
It's not Jerome Sinclair, is it?
No.
No, I wouldn't have thought it would be.
I'm going to question them dates when we come.
I don't know. Is it like did Keziah Sterling go to Tottenham from Chelsea and then end up loan for us?
Clark Salter. It's got.
Clark Salter, yeah. That was 17-18, yeah.
No,
but he was January. He was a January signing, so it was 2018.
Zenden, that's who I was thinking of before.
Zenden
Chelsea. No, Clark Salter was shite, wasn't he?
He was terrible.
He loved the red card.
And one was of 1967, which you never get that. Jeff Butler.
Sorry, when 1967.
Yeah, and the other one.
That's Porterfield era. Was it Porterfield?
Pop Robson played for both.
I know 1 or 2 players from them, but that's about it.
The Clive Walker one was a good shout. Clive Walker one, he's got that one. Gareth Hall, he was shite now. Emerson Tom, did anybody mention him? Emerson Tom?
Yeah.
Yes, Tom was mentioned, yeah. And
also you've got managers as well. Obviously, Poirier played and managed, and Porterfield played and managed as well.
There you go.
Not as good as last week, but I was touching it.
Pop Robson played for everybody.
I did. To be fair,
I'm not going to write that down. That's going to be my default answer for any of these questions.
Insert player name here. Played for everybody.
Excellent. Yeah, that was. I think we rattled through them quite quick with a lot of help from the chats, but that was really good.
I'm definitely chasing next week. It'll be something different.
Yeah.
So the question is, did people in the chat Google it?
Yeah.
I think what's coming out. So next week, we'll know how we're playing. It'll be like, I'll just Google the answers and have them written down. It will be changed.
You need to find something that's ungoogleable.
Ungoogleable.
Ungoogleable. Right. Go on then, Michael. You said your question takes us on a segue into the Chelsea game, so
it sort of does.
Away.
Well, what I was going to ask was, because I said before Wolves, what was it? Wolves, Chelsea, Everton, Arsenal. I personally wanted around 4 or 5 points. I think you could get 1 win in there, as long as you get maybe a draw or two. But for me, ideally, the win was Wolves. So now we've beaten Wolves. What would people's realistic expectations be points-wise between the next international break and now? So Chelsea, Everton, and Arsenal, basically. Spoiler, probably not. So get, I thought you were going to do there. I thought you actually said 10 points. I was like, I'm going to get 10 points for 3 games.
Bonus point.
Bonus point for being optimistic.
To be fair, that's a difficult 3 games, isn't it? Chelsea's a one. I think if we get the setup right, we could frustrate them. I watched Chelsea against Forest. Was it Forest that played at the weekend? There was, and they give the ball away 3 or 4 times at the back in really bad areas. And a decent thing.
Forest should have been 4-0 up at half time.
The battered in the first half, and there could have been a different game. So Chelsea, I've put us down for a 1-1 draw against that. Arsenal, the way they're playing, I can't see us getting anything against them.
No.
Is Everton the other one in it?
I think we could get something against Everton.
I think Everton. I'd probably gone 4 points out of 9, which would be an absolutely fantastic return against them 3.
Okay,
Conrad, what do you think?
I'm sitting there thinking it's going to be 2 or 3. I think we'll either win 1 and lose 2, or we'll get 2 draws out of it. I think Arsenal we're going to frustrate them. I think, you know what, that when Arsenal get points when they almost feel like they shouldn't, like the Newcastle fans went, oh, well, they came and they did this and they did that and they're frustrated and it was dark arts. I almost think we're going to throw that back at them at the game. I'm not saying we're going to be good enough to sort of live with their set pieces, their corners, their long throw-ins, and things like that, because they're on a different level to every other team in the Premier League when it comes to those. I think Chelsea, haven't they got like 6 players on a suspension already on red cards or something? They seem to get a red card every game.
Well,
Palmer's not playing.
They've got seven players out for this fixture, including injuries and red cards, and it's Fofana,
Colwell's not playing.
Esergo, Colwell, Palmer, Bashir, Gusto.
I'm glad Palmer's not playing, by the way. I think he's a real player.
Fernandes is touching goal now, isn't he? Is Fernandes touching goal?
Exactly. I think we're going to go there set up to frustrate. I wouldn't be surprised if we set up how we did against Palace or Forest against them and just sort of like try and hit them early and then just see how we sort of make do with it, play a bit more possession based than sort of and counter attack than we have done previous games. I don't think we go to Man like we did against Man United and think we can try and beat them. I think we're sensible enough to go, right, it's game management in this one and how we do it. Almost like a bit like last season with Coventry Cities. But I'm not saying I don't think we can get anything from Chelsea. I think they're there to be got at. In the terms of the games they've lost this season, it's actually been against the lesser sides. So I would almost sit there and go, if we could go there and get a point, I'd be over the fucking moon. But if we manage to somehow sneak a win, which I think we're more than capable of doing, then that'd be even better. Everton, it depends, because it's the bloody thing where your former fucking manager and David Moyes comes back and
is it the first time we've played him since he relegated us?
I think it's it'll be the only time.
Sure it is.
Yeah, because he went to West Ham and that
we never once played them there, did we?
So I think it's the first time he'll be back in this stadium. And obviously Grealish is an absolute player, Dewsbury Hall is an absolute player, and Dye's an absolute player for them as well.
So can all of them pick up 2 yellow cards this coming Premier League game? And
injuries,
then all be out for the game?
just little ones, just keep them out.
Just one. Yeah, we want you back to beat sides around us and Newcastle United. We want you to beat all of them, but just make sure you're out for Sunderland. Yeah, that's fine.
And in my time, Everton have always been one of those teams that we never quite got a result against. I mean, I think I've said that before, and people listed off like several that we did, but I always
we only beat them once under Moyes, though, when they had Moyes the first time, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly. It was just always one of those places we never went and got anything, and I don't remember beating them at home that much, apart from Sessegnon under Di Canio that time. In the 3-0 with Cody. But again, it was right at the end of the season when they were done, and it was never like this in the middle of it. So I'd like to think we continue the win at home, but again, another draw wouldn't be the end of the world. And then if you can get anything from Arsenal, it's a bonus.
The thing is with Arsenal, though, I mean, Arsenal in years gone... Sorry, Mike. In years gone by, Arsenal struggled against the likes of us in the lower... They always seem to struggle against the lower sides. They will get draws and get beat. But this Arsenal team look a lot different this season. I think that they're going to be really, really challenging for the league this season. I think it's going to be
a great game to watch that Saturday about like how we actually set up, because obviously Man United was away. This is going to be like, this is the first time a big boy's come to our ground, and what are we going to do against them and set up that way. And like you say, we used to frustrate Arsenal and get some decent results off them in the past, but this isn't the same weak, floaty attacking midfielder Arsenal that it was, 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
This is a very, very strong, team. Declan Rice in the middle, Zubimendi, Odegaard, and then the 4 centre-backs across the back 4. And then they've even got like Lewis Skelly they can bring in, or Ben White as well. And then up front, Gyökeres and Saka and whoever they play on the left. It's just ridiculous.
And Xhaka against his former team will be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I honestly think if they just stick Rice on Xhaka the whole game, we're going to be in for a rough day like that one. If they do some research, because don't forget, Arteta did play with Xhaka and got rid of him after a year or two, wasn't it?
The thing is, as well, Arsenal have got the right blend.
You're not allowed to speak, Mike, by the way.
Yeah, no, we're just going to keep you going.
We don't want to hear 9 points.
Mike's going to go, right, we'll beat Chelsea 3-0, we'll beat Everton 5-0, and then Arsenal will
you've all had your speculation. Would you now like me to tell you what is going to happen? And
I'll see Mike quickly. If we get 2 or 3 points, I'll be over the moon with that in the next 3. There you go.
Same.
Go on then, Mike.
Right. Realistically,
I'm saying, guys. Right, go on.
Hang on 1 second. I just need to adjust something. There we go. Right.
I knew he was going to do that.
Right.
So as I was saying, guys.
Okay, assholes, lollies. You know what?
Go on, Wayne, do it.
Not allowed.
That's what you get. That's what you get. Right. Realistically, I'm saying 7 points is my realistic one. My optimism is 9 points. I will explain. Calm down.
Please do.
I'm down a time to clip that for the future.
The 1 point is Chelsea because it's away and it's Chelsea. But I'm not writing us off to a loss because of how many players they've got out. Because we're going to have Reynildo back. I think we'll go defensive with a back 5, and I think it could be a draw for that one. Everton, I would have your same reservations if it wasn't at Fortress of Light. All right, because it's at the Fortress of Light, and I want to see Moyes cry. We're going to beat Everton. That's going to be a comfortable win. Arsenal is the first time Xhaka's going to get a winning goal. So it's fate, and it's going to happen.
Written in the stars.
Written in the stars. You heard it here first. Write them all down. There you
That's
go.
52 minutes, 58 seconds, Conrad. Get a clip of that.
Wait, let me just write this down. Idiot Cliff. Yeah, 50,
I'm looking forward to seeing Tria Hume against Grealish if Tria Hume's playing, because I guarantee first 5 minutes Hume's going to clatter him, which is what Grealish wants, to be fair.
Xhaka will be key against Chelsea. Xhaka will want to beat his old team. I'm only going to click on the people that agree with me. There's not many. There's not many.
No, I think I've hit you the limit of 2.
Yeah.
So hang on. So Mike genuinely thinks we're going to get 7 points. To that I say,
Listen, I'm just telling you how it is.
Hey, Mike, be the smuggest bastard ever in a few weeks if you end up being right.
Oh yes.
He's already becoming that now, but you become especially so.
After them 3 results, when it comes to just before the Fulham game, this midweek Mackems might be me on his own, because these 3 probably won't want to.
like Leighton's just said there, Leighton's made a great point there, that the win against Wolves at the weekend has now took the pressure off going into Chelsea and thinking you've got to go and get a result. Mm-hmm. The pressure's now off for me going into that game, and it is. I didn't like using the word free hit, but you're going there without any pressure. You're expected to get beat. It's a game where you're not expected to get out. If you do pick up a point, it's a bonus point, or a win. It's a bonus 3 points.
It's a game they will take us for granted as well. I think they will take it for granted as well. That's the thing with that.
If we're going to throw it out there for Chelsea as well, though. Chelsea have just played tonight in the Champions League as well. But I think for me, I view Chelsea and Arsenal as free hits. I think Everton would be disappointed to get beat, if I'm honest. I think we could realistically. I'm not expecting to beat Everton, but I could see us getting a point against Everton. But even if you got 1 draw and you got 2 narrow losses or something just to keep goal difference in a healthy position, that's not a bad shape either, because like Leighton's made a very good point. If I had to ask you before Wolves, out of the next 4 games, which one is the most crucial to win, it's Wolves, and we've done that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Conrad put something on before. Was it this one? Newly promoted Sunderland have 4 Premier League wins already, which is as many as Ipswich managed the whole of last season, and twice as many as Southampton had. If they carry on at the rate of 1.75 points per game, they'll end up with 66 points, which sounds about right for my sixth place prediction.
Fits in perfectly. Can I say, I saw one today that said since May 2024, so not May, just on the one before, Southampton have played 47 games and won 4.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw that. And that's carried on in the championship.
With Will still, and he's not exactly setting the world like there, is he, Mr. Still?
Exactly. Yeah.
Some comments on the Chelsea from before. Chelsea also got 5 red cards in the last 6 games, so let's not count ourselves out just yet. The point is, we could end up playing a 10-man Chelsea the way their record's going. We just need our players to frustrate them a bit.
So we say if we get good results in the next 3, we're going to go like this.
Yeah, definitely. Renew the passports. Renew the passports.
Well, see, I would have played I was going to play the Champions League theme, but copyright, so I can't. So
yeah. Also, Ronaldo is available for the Chelsea match. So
that's a good question. Do you guys play Ronaldo on Saturday?
I think so.
Right. Well, somebody's mentioned there Hume, Mukalele, Ballard, Alderete, and Ronaldo.
That's what I'd go with as a back 5.
That's the way I would set up. 100%. I would. The only difference possibly is to put Gertrude at right back, but I think Hume will play. I think Gertrude has looked good every time he's come on. He looks decent, looks a calm player, looks experienced. But I think Hume will probably switch to right back and Ryan Neal will come straight back in. And that back 5, we have to hammer a back 5, I think, on Saturday.
I think we've got to have a chance of getting anything. We need to get a back 5, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually think Talby will start as well. I think Talby will start this game as well.
Because this was a question as well, can we go around the table with this? Does Hume lose his place? Obviously, Wayne thinks he'll still play. Conrad?
I think he'll still play, but I think Gertrude's breathing right down his neck, ready to sort of step in at a moment's notice for him.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be if Gertrude started though at right wing back or right back. I wouldn't be against it either. You know, even if you just want to say, "Oh, we just rested Hume because we thought Everton was more of his game," you know, something like that.
Right?
Yeah. I'd say I think it will be the back 5 that I think is SJ put it in the chat earlier. I think it'll be that. I think it'll be Hume right wing back, Ronaldo left wing back, and then Alderete, Ballard, Mukiele at centre backs. I think the one who'll drop out is probably Rig. I think we'll probably have Siddiqui and Xhaka in the midfield. So you could almost have like a 3-4-3 when we've got the ball, and like a 5-3 or 5-2, 5-4-1 when we haven't got it.
Yeah.
5-2-3. Yeah, you could say that. So, and I think it'll probably be, if I had to say, I think it would be so that back 5 mentioned Siddiqui, Xhaka in the middle, and I think it'll probably be Lefay and Talby alongside one of Isidore Mayenda. That's what I think the team will be on Saturday.
Unless it's just me, I think you stick with Isidore just because I think he's a
I'd probably go with
and at the end towards the 60 minutes onwards, if we're starting to count,
even with a 6.3 rating, you would still stick with Isidore.
Yes, I know, but the last 2 games we've struggled to get Isidore in the game. It doesn't matter. You could have
had Mayenda or Robbie up there. It'd been the same thing. Isidore did score.
We didn't get him in the game.
Let me play devil's advocate for a second. Could Mayenda have a case to start this game purely because Chelsea are going to be the ones on the front foot, and the best way we're going to hit them is transition. And Mayenda, although I really like Isidore, Mayenda might be slightly better on the transition than Isidore.
I think Isidore's good on the good pace. He's the fastest one out of the 2 of them anyway. When we've seen that at Hull when he broke through for it there, I think he's clearly got the goal scoring bit between his teeth this season anyway. Stop laughing, Michael. I'm making fantastic points.
No, I was going to say no. I was half. The reason I was laughing is I was expecting Mike to go, you said Isidore against Hull. I say Mayenda against Bristol City.
Yeah, I thought that was fantastic of him, and I think that's exactly the point that Mike's been trying to make about Isidore coming off the bench. Is the point I try and make about Mayenda coming off the bench, that when we've got something where we're being penned in, he's better than Isidore at getting us out. And also, I think Isidore, as I always mention, his defensive contributions when he dropped back and helped are really underrated. He really helps us out.
I think on Saturday we're going to have somebody to hold the ball up, because if we're going to be under the cosh, chances are we're going to be playing long balls up to whoever's up front. And I think Isidore will probably hold the ball up better than Mayenda anyway, to try and bring people to allow the full-backs to bomb on a little bit. Broby might be that. You're right.
Just mute himself. Sorry, Wayne, go on.
I'm just saying, I mean, there could be a case for Broby to start to hold the ball up, but out of the 3 of them, I would keep Isidore. I just think he's got that presence to hold the ball up better than the other two at this moment in time.
But remember, what a conversation this is to have, though, apart from,
Aye.
if we don't play Isidore, then we've got, like, Will Grigg up front in the Premier League.
For those listening on Spotify or wherever we've got this at the moment, I've no idea. I'm not the technical person. That gong was for Wayne's bedtime alarm, just so we're aware.
10
Yes.
We're now pressed. We're now
Time to
pressed
go.
for time. But we're going to go on and talk about the next 4 matches. So
You mean us three are?
Shall I do my game before he falls asleep?
Go on, do your blind ranking before I shoot off.
Yeah, exactly. So it was such a success last week that we've done it again. But I did follow Bowers' idea of League One strikers for Sunderland in the blind ranking. So again, I want you all in the
This is going to be
comments.
funny at this.
I want you all to put your comments in and where you put them. So it's again 1 to 10. You three have to communal decision. Same with the chat as well. So I'll start you off nice and quick with Aidan O'Brien.
10.
Where does he go? 1 to 10.
we're going straight in. Hang on, we've got to think who's worse first.
Ian Brown has put all in 10 because they're pure shite.
There's only probably really one or two good options at best here. Okay, right. You're saying 10.
Let's play it
I'm
safe.
starting to think he's not worse than Will Grigg, is he? So I'd probably.
I was
put
going
him
to say
the-
no, and you'll find it hard to convince me that
7 or 8.
O'Brien's worse than Grigg.
Depends if Grigg's in the list.
Well, we'll find out. Well, this is where Conrad can do his little evil smirk and just go like, I'm going to do use
All
all
right.
yeah.
8.
I'd probably go 8, just because I don't think he played up front all that much.
8.
As much.
8,
Well, Las
Conrad.
Palmas Mackems put 9. John Swinney's put 8 or 9. Sean has put 9. So.
Can you remember-
Four.
can you
This is
remember-
how good.
Can you
Remember
his
his shark
interview when-
celebration?
His interview when he first signed for us, he lives to score goals. Fucking hell, didn't live very long, did he?
So in 8.
Hey, excuse
in
me,
8,
don't you disrespect him? He got a hat trick against Blackpool, the Carabao
Blackpool
Cup,
in the cup, aye.
against the
Number two.
championship side.
Yeah. Number 2, Nathan Broadhead.
Oh,
Oh, he was good, to be fair.
he was good. He's got to be 3 or
You've got to be
top
2 or
3.
3 for me.
Aye. 3.
I'm happy with either.
I'm just trying to think of who else could come next.
There's easily one striker that I can think of if he's in the list that'll be above him. But
Yeah, I can think of 2.
Can I just say there was
3.
12
3 above him. I'm going to go say 4.
There was 12 strikers in total. So there's 2 notable omissions.
Oh,
4.
I'd say 3.
I'd
Personally.
say a 3 as well.
Ooh,
3,
I'm
4.
outvoted then. I'm
Chat
outvoted.
saying 3, 6, 2, 4, 4, 4.
Can I just say the only thing I was gutted about with him is that we didn't sign him, so I couldn't call him Broadband and use the Dave the Rave clip.
Okay.
I was devastated
I'll
we didn't get him permanently.
got to go with the consensus of 3 between these two. So there we go.
Okay. Gary Hoyle put 9. So,
Harsh.
3. Okay. So number 3, Danny Graham.
10. Oh no, he was shocking mine, Danny Graham. He was really bad.
There's some really bad ones.
It's got to be 9 or 10 for me.
9. Yeah, I'll go 9. Well, you've got to save the 10 spot just in case.
Yes.
we
Quite
were good at
passionately, and then
this last
obviously
week.
It's the risk you take, and if Will Grigg's not in this list, then so be it. 0.
0.
That means he was the
10.
best.
Yeah.
9, 8, 8,
9,
9,
7,
9,
yeah.
7,
Sean's
15.
50.
John's in his own game.
15 out of 15 in a 12-horse race.
Right. Number 4, Kyle Lafferty.
4.
Oh, Kyle. Oh. I don't know. I liked his brace against Gillingham. That was the only thing he did.
Yeah, when we actually played him up front before
7.
COVID. Yeah.
Aye. That was when Phil Parkinson wasn't in love with Charlie White.
What numbers have we taken up here? I need to write these down.
You've taken up number 3, 8, and 9.
6 or
I'd say 7 then, probably.
7.
Actually, I don't know.
6.
5 or 6.
John's put 8, but you can't have 8. It's gone.
6.
A few 6s are coming in. Mal of Sunderland says 6.
probably.
FJ says 6. Andrew I forgot he played for us.
Go ahead, I actually until you mentioned it.
Few
It was really good on that season of Championship Manager. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Oh, well, that's...
Can't have 8, Tony. It's already gone.
Aye. The best thing about that is I remember the game he played and he scored twice in was because Mikkel Mandron ruined it. So
If we'd have won that, we'd have been in the playoffs in the close.
Do you know what the worst bit was? If we'd have beaten Gillingham and then guess what idiot went down to Bristol Rovers 3 days later? So yeah, me. So yeah, if we'd have won both of those games, we'd have gone up on points per game automatically there. And I was
Late in the
fuming when
Lafferty
I found
fan.
out. Oh wow, drop points against the shite yet again, and that's why we don't go up. Brilliant.
Ian Brown's put, don't forget Ashley Fletcher, keep 9 for him. But Ashley Fletcher was
He
in the
didn't play
championship.
for us in League One.
Championship money,
I mean, you might as well have done, but you know.
Six.
Are we 6?
6.
6.
6, okay, cool. Kyle Lafferty. Right, my phone's gone off with the other one on. Let's have a look just while I write that one down. Number 5, Mark McNulty.
Fucking
Oh, right, when he was fit, but he wasn't fit.
Bearing in mind you've taken up 8 and 9, and if you're saving 10 for somebody else,
So is 7 left?
7 is left.
I'd say probably a 5.
Did he
I've
score?
got a feeling Will Griggs not going to be in this list. Too obvious.
Are we saying 10?
Did Mark McNulty score for us? I don't remember.
Don't think
Yes, he did. He scored. Actually, I think he scored twice. I think he scored against Accrington, I want to say, in a 3-1 win.
Yes, he did. You're right. Yeah.
And then the other one was when he scored against Rotherham after, 37 seconds or something?
Fair enough.
Well done.
Who? Exactly.
So, well, I tell you what, just for the fact he scored 2 decent goals, I'd just say 5, probably. Bang in the middle.
Well, we've got 7 free still.
Okay, Mark McNulty in at number 5. Number 6, Jerome Sinclair.
And that's why I put Mark McNulty at 5, because I had a feeling there was going to be a couple of others that are going to be worse.
Yeah.
Sinclair 7 then?
So you've only got
7.
7 or 10 if you're going worse.
I'm going to say
7.
I'm going to say 7 just because he had a decent goal against Peterborough on the turn when we had 10 men. So that's the only reason he's going 7.
Jerome Sinclair. Fair enough.
We've got 1, 2, 4, and 10.
Yeah, 1, 2, 4, and 10. And to be honest, I don't think that's that bad with what's coming up here. I think you've got away with it again. Number 7, Ross Stewart.
Number 1.
Number 1.
Yeah,
that is exactly what I hasn't mentioned number 1 before.
Yeah, that's fair.
Can I just say, by the way,
Maja number 2.
Can you imagine? Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about him. Snake. Okay, well, I was going to say with Ross Stewart though. Do you know the thing that really baffles me though? Considering how bad his injury record's been since, how the fuck did he not get injured during that promotion season? Not once. That is absolutely mind-boggling. We must have took especially good care of him that year.
The consensus is 1.
Sean 1, Tony 1, yeah, Robin Hood 1.
Can we say 5 for Ross Stewart?
That was before, I think.
That's baffling. Sorry, Tony, I love you, but that is baffling. He's easily the best.
Number 8, Josh Maja.
2.
Bearing in mind him trying to force a move as well, he's still putting.
It's not relevant. You've got to look at his play. You've got to
if you're
judge
looking at how he
game.
played for us, it's a number 2. In fact, but he repeatedly had chances to sign a contract and refused to do it. So instead of telling his agent to bugger off and do one, but 2. It's got to be 2.
Okay. 2.
And who's left?
4 and 10.
Are these both options that are going to give us PTSD?
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 9, Will Grigg.
10.
Yeah.
Is Will genuinely question, right? Is Will Grigg the worst?
On fire.
Is Will Grigg the worst signing we've made that we spent money on a fee?
Yes.
When you think, I know Jack Rodwell did the end on, but they were in the Premier League. Will Grigg was in League One, then the league that he should have been scoring a boatloads of goals. And for me, it's got to be. It's got to be Will Grigg.
It wasn't his attitude. No, he
didn't it?
He didn't
pretty
want
much
to come anyway.
admitted himself he didn't want to be here.
Yeah, exactly.
1,000. 1.25.
And then number 10, I was going to try and pull the rug out from under you, but I will stick with what I've got here. It's Charlie Wyke.
Charlie Wyke. I was wanting to
That's
try
fair. That's fair at 4.
Yeah, it's a weird one with Charlie Wyke. Well, first of all, I think we all agree. Thankfully, he's okay. Like he's actually because obviously with what happened to him when he was at Wigan. But
these are easy, Conrad. These are easy.
It was hard when you knew most of the players who'd played for us in that one. So next week I've got a midfielders one for us, but I could have had about 1,000 names in midfield, so you're not going to know who actually will be likely to be in that one. Whereas here, I was like, the only other 2 that I could have mentioned were Antoine Semenyo,
Fletcher,
who kind of played his way Championship, not League One, and Jaku. And it wasn't really a striker. He sort of played
another
out
one, Keziah Sterling. You didn't mention him.
Sterling. He would have been.
I thought Jaku was more of a winger, personally.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And so Semenyo, really, it was sort of clutching up.
But it's weird though. Charlie Wyke's a weird one though because the first 2 seasons I thought he was dog shit, really, really poor.
He played well when there was no fans.
I
There
can't
was
ignore
no
the fact
fans
that
there. He was fantastic.
Well, I was going to say, his last year here, what was he doing? He first place since Kevin Phillips to score 30 goals in a league season, even though you take the context of the level that they're playing at, but still.
Mm-hmm.
But
So,
thankfully,
yeah,
he's all right. You know.
You got away with that. Ross Stewart 1, Madger 2, Broadhead 3, Wyke 4, McNulty 5, Lafferty 6, Sinclair 7, O'Brien 8, Danny Graham 9, Grigg 10.
I think that's a fair list.
I'd have probably swapped Broadhead with Madger.
Do you reckon?
I think Broadhead would have been.
I'd have probably had Wyke second just for that season. That pretty much carried us and not.
But the only thing I would counter that with probably is the fact that if you swap in Broadhead with Wyke, the Broadhead's doing it at a much higher level now. You know what I mean, than Wyke was. But I can see the point you're making, to be fair.
Why's the name gone out my head? Who was Madger's strike partner?
A Sorrow from the Championship.
Yeah, but he left right when we got.
He left. Yeah,
he left as soon as we got
What not League One?
Well, then he's another winger, really, and to be honest, he could have been, but he was a winger and he was injured that much. I think he only played like 3 or 4 times for us in League One before he pissed off to Middlesbrough and Millwall.
That's the thing. Can you even if you imagine someone like Broadhead, like what he could have done in that year in League One? I mean, we went up anyway, but if he hadn't been missing for most of the season, he still got 10 goals.
Yeah, exactly. So next week, Premier League or just midfielders for Sunderland anyway.
Right. On that note, chaps, it's my bedtime.
Don't go yet. We need score prediction for Chelsea before you go.
1-1, I've already said. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1.
Okay. Michael?
I'll say Chelsea 2, Sunderland 0.
Ooh.
I've just got a feeling that I think we will still lose. But again, I will say, but here's one for you to help rescue Mike from his heart attack. I did say we wouldn't beat Wolves and I was wrong. So just saying.
There you go.
Reverse psychology again.
Conrad, score prediction?
0-0.
0-0, same as Andrew.
Is it funny you said that just as you said a 0-0?
Yeah. Stephen says 3-1, 2-0 to the lads. Okay, before Wayne has to go, we are going to end anyway. Thank you everyone for joining us.
What's yours, Mike?
My prediction is
7-0 Sunderland.
1-0. I'm going conservative. That's the first draw I've predicted this season. So don't forget, whichever stream you're watching on, all the streams are at the top. Black Cats TV, Only Fools and SAFC, and Michael Bowers 541. I always say that wrong. Thank you for you guys for having your time with us. Wayne, any final thoughts and goodbyes?
Yeah, just like the same as always. Thanks everybody for watching and tuning in. The banter between these three is class. It's something we look forward to every week. And like I say, we're just as daft in the chat, in our own group chat, as we are on air. The comments that you are all putting in, it's class. Please, you're all loving the show. So keep on watching, keep on subscribing, keep on hyping if you can, and subscribe to the three of us. See you later.
Excellent. Michael?
Wayne said it all pretty much, but thanks again for another great episode. The banter between everyone is class. It keeps it going, and good to see the people. I think people are listening on Spotify and watching on YouTube on all of our channels. So keep going. Much appreciated. But thanks to these lads again for another great show.
Conrad?
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching. I think Mike will be doing a live stream of the Chelsea game on Saturday, so tune in for that one on our channel as well. And then, subscribe to everybody, hype and like and all that lovely stuff.
And more than anything else, share it. Share it with your friends. Let people know we're quite new doing all this. Share all the channels and share what you're going to see on Midweek Mackems. Thanks,
and
everyone.
Also stay to see this new outro.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Not just to extend the time until Wayne goes to bed.
See you later.
Got Conrad on the mic, got Bowers on the keys, got Wayne with the banter, and it's all about me. Midweek Mackems, your weekly dose of chaos. Midweek Mackems, we're back to take the crown. I know it's hard to get along with the league being so strong, but don't you worry now, just sit back and listen to the song. Midweek Mackems, your weekly dose of chaos. Midweek Mackems, we're back to